Hello everyone, welcome back to the Little Yogi on my YouTube channel. Today I'm just going to run you through something quite brief that is just what is mindfulness, what are some activities that you can be doing at home, at work, anywhere, anytime, and one of my favorite little exercises which is called the raisin exercise. Alright, so let's just jump straight into this. So what is mindfulness? I think it's a term that is really thrown around a lot today, and not necessarily people understanding what the purpose of this activity is. So it was originally something that came from Zen Buddhists, which is, the kind of body of people that we all want to be a little bit more like, and even just saying Zen Buddhist brings a sense of calm. You just imagine them sitting on a hilltop in the Himalayas having a pretty great time, very calm, very relaxed, and just letting things wash by and over them. One of my favourite quotes, I think it's quite a good quote to sum up what mindful really is, and it's actually the author of the raisin exercise as well. So as you can see, they're paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. It's a great way to think of mindfulness. So if I break that down for you, it is definitely about being in the present moment. Mindfulness is all about not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, and just focusing on right now, which is quite a tricky thing to do, and it's not something that we do very often, but it does mean that when you get your head around mindfulness, you can do it all throughout the day, no matter where you are. You could be sitting on a train, you can be walking to work, you can be sitting in front of your laptop, you can be eating, a lot of different things. It's just about almost being fully absorbed in what you're doing and letting the outside world melt away. So that's the paying particular attention in a particular way. Just really paying attention. It's not much other ways to say that. It's, letting everything else melt away. And the non-judgmental is one of the biggest things that I think that is a lesson that comes out of yoga, is the ability to get back into something as soon as you fall out of it, rather than letting that falling out stop you from trying. And it's the same with mindfulness. So when you are practicing it, just being aware that everyone starts somewhere, and that it's pretty amazing when you start to do it and you realize how busy your mind is and how much your mind is actually filtering out for you to function day to day without you realizing what's going on. And when you stop and appreciate that and realize that, you can start to work at quietening it down. And on to the why. The reasons why we practice mindfulness is that it is a tool that can be used to manage a range of things. So pretty much anything in your life that can seem overwhelming or negative. I don't like to say there are positive and negative emotions, because we all go through a range of a lot of different things, but there are things that bring stress onto our body and are a little bit less pleasant to be in. Things like depression and anxiety, sleeping problems as well, and the golden S of stress. So mindfulness is a really great technique for stress. Have a look at my other YouTube on managing stress. There's quite a lot on there about other mindfulness apps and things like that you can use as well. And then more recently, we've sort of started to see that in patients who have chronic pain or diseases or anything like that, using mindfulness techniques can actually help reduce pain, which is a really incredible thing. So next time you think about jumping and grabbing that Panadol or Nurofen, have a go at some mindfulness first, and also some stretches and things like that to loosen any tension that's in your body. That's definitely my first recommendation. I barely take painkillers anymore. Mindfulness is 100% the way to do it. It's such a great release on your brain. And then sort of the other side of it is a change in your attitude and behavior. So doing some mindfulness activities or meditation in the morning is a really great activity to start your day. It sets you off in the right way, and it also helps you to be a better person to be around for other people as well. Okay, now in terms of things to be mindful of when you are trying mindfulness, there are a few lessons there that I've learned along the way, and these ones are backed up by research. One of the first ones here is the beginner's mind. So understanding that this is a lifelong learning. It's not something that you're going to do once and be like, yep, got it, mindful. It is something that you are going to jump in and out of, and that you're going to have good days and not so great days, and to understand that you are on the start of a journey and that you'll continue to do this for the rest of your life, hopefully. In terms of the beginner's mind, it means putting on that hat and trying something for the first time. No matter how many times you do it, try and stay curious when you're listening to mindfulness activities. Don't make assumptions, just really be in the present moment and listen. The patience there, really having patience with yourself and with others. So when you're falling out of your mindfulness and you do notice that all of a sudden your thoughts are running away, just acknowledging that your mind will be busy and that you will find it difficult, but with more practice you'll get better at it. And then the acceptance acknowledgement kind of runs off that. So accepting that even when you think you have it, you might just take a few steps back. You might have a day that's off, but you will come back. Some days might be harder and others might be easy and breezy, and just accepting that that's where you are today and that's how busy your brain is and you've got a lot going on. Or you might have a day where there's not so much going on and your brain is finding it a lot easier, and just, acknowledging that. And then acknowledging that it's okay to fall out of it and just being resilient and jumping right back in. I think that's the biggest lesson that I have learned in yoga, is when you fall out of a pose or anything in life, your ability to bounce back quickly or jump forward is a really great skill. It's kind of accepting, it gives a bit of play to it as well. It's kind of like, whoops, I made a mistake. Oh well, acknowledge that you've done that and then move on. If you can, improve for the next time, great. But it's just the ability to keep moving. Accept what's happening in your mind, acknowledge that there is busyness, and acknowledge that it will pass as well. Non-judgment, so this one is letting go of any judgments on yourself or others and how you're feeling, and just accepting what it is, who you are, and where you're starting from. Non-striving is about trusting yourself and that you have the ability to handle any emotions that come up. Acknowledge those emotions, allow it to come to the surface, and then let them go. And self-compassion, being kind to yourself. So this one I always like to think of as if you were talking to a friend or a family member or someone that you respect, and change how the way that you talk to yourself within your practice, because you will be going, oh gosh, I've fallen out of it, my mind's running, blah 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 blah. But if you practice self-compassion, you're able to go, hey, give it another shot. Okay, and these are just a few of the mindfulness activities that are available. The first couple there, reading and drawing and yoga, are all sort of personal favourites for me. Mindfulness in reading is quite an interesting one to do. It's really just being fully absorbed in it and acknowledging what you're doing in a way, and drawing is the same, so it's just full focus. A lot of people call this flow as well, and that I go into in my YouTube for managing stress, so have a look out for that one. The raisin activity we're going to go through a little bit later, and it sort of flows into the mindful eating as well. Breathing, so this is a very easy one that you can do anywhere and any time. It's just acknowledging your breath, just seeing what it is, acknowledging if you're stressed or anything's going on, how that breath is affected. The loving kindness meditation is one that I will upload onto my YouTube channel, and you can have a little look for that one. That's got to do with, as I was saying before, about the self-compassion and how you speak to yourself, and in a way that is sending that out to other people. So visualizing people and thinking of how much you love them and how much you respect them, and then the kindness is sending them kindness. So it can be done for people that you don't necessarily get on with as well. It can be the favorites and the not so favorites, and it's about sending out that compassion and kindness and lovingness and putting it out in the universe, and it will make you feel incredible doing it. The five senses exercise is another one that I'll upload, so keep an eye out for that one. And it is within the raise and exercise in some extent as well. Mindfulness and seeing and mindful listening. So the mindful seeing is actually focusing on what you're looking at. So if you're looking out the window, find a spot that you can look at and just fully take it in, whether it's a tree or it's another window or it's a patch of grass or a building. No matter what it is, just really taking in all of the detail that you can, the way that the light is reflecting off things, the colors, the textures, everything that you can take in. Put a timer on your phone and do it for 5 minutes. It's a really good exercise to get away from your computer screen as well if you're working from home. And the mindful listening is the same thing. You can close your eyes for that one and you just listen. You just listen to what's going on, all the noises around you. See how far away from you you can actually hear. The body scan, that one's up on my YouTube channel. So that is a scan where you focus from one end of your body all the way down or all the way up and release any stress and tension and relax. Now, mindful walking is a really interesting one. The first time you do it will feel very, very weird, but what it is you are focusing on every micro movement when you're walking. So it will make you walk very slowly. It is quite an interesting one to see people do. So even if you want to do it around your house first before you venture out, you won't get too far if you do venture unless it's a very, very long walk, but it's focusing on every possible movement. So by that I mean the touch of each toe down onto the ground, the heel, the underarch of your foot, the way that it shoots up your calf, the rest of your body. So as much as you can break it down, the better that is. Mindful observation is quite like mindful seeing as well, but it can be a little bit broader. You're not fixed on one location. You can just observe what's going around you, and usually that's a longer exercise. Thanks guys for listening to that one today. I hope you got something out of it and that you're able to take some mindful activities forward into your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know if you're interested in any more content. I hope to see you soon.